Hi guys, welcome to the Brethren. My name is Renee. This is Fictional Crafts and this is my channel where I am sharing my independent author journey. One book out, Descent, adult sci-fi if you like it, that thing. My reading journey, haven't been reading much, haven't read a lot lately. Struggling to read, long story, life. And my crafts, and one of those crafts is, well, pretty much the only craft I'm currently doing at the moment is my fibre crafts, which is knitting, some crochet and spinning. My name is Renee. I think I've already said that. It's been a while since I've done a video, so I'm a little bit rusty. Hands are a bit flappy today. It's Sunday morning. We've got a long weekend. I'm just letting the kids do nothing. So I will get constant interruptions with them asking for food and asking for other things, but that's fine. So I live in Melbourne, Australia, with my husband, my two fur children, my two chaos demons, and I love them very much. And my light is horrendous, but I can't do anything about it. I've got the overhead light on because I'm sitting on the floor. If you can't half tell, my camera is pretty much under my desk, or under my second desk, which is currently being used by my children to play Minecraft at times. We got the Minecraft for Easter. They've been loving it. Anyways, about 12 months ago, I did a State of Stash video, and I actually am in the middle of rewatching it, but I decided just to sit down and record my current State of Stash, and then at the end of this video I'll be able to sort of have a chat about what's changed, I'll link it below, but what changed, what I've still got, what I haven't got anymore, and we can sort of discuss sort of like where I see it going in the next 12 months. And this is sort of like a bit of a diary for me. I really, really, really want to get into doing like project diaries, video diaries of particular projects, but I've been really struggling to record. I mean, with all the shit going on in the world, I really am trying not to put my kids' faces up on camera for safety reasons and just general stuff like that. So a lot of the stuff I record, I sort of look back at it and go, well, I don't really want to use that clip. Or the stuff that is fine is just me sitting at my desk guest bagging at like 11 o'clock at night. Yeah. If anyone has a solution, let me know. So I do apologise for the lighting because I've only got the overhead light on. I can't use any of my spotlights because all of them are in the wrong spot. So we're just going to have to deal with that contrast. So since my last video, my storage has changed. I used to have on the back wall here, behind my spinning wheel, where my books are, I used to have a small shelf that had five grey bags. They were felt bags. I don't know if they were proper felt or if they were an acrylic felt, and they were my limit. So that was my limit of fibre. If I filled them up, I wasn't allowed to buy any more until I'd used some. So obviously I don't count current projects in that stash. Now, since then, I've actually sold them, and I now have this. I will give you a wide view of this a bit later, but this is my writer's bureau. So I originally bought this with intent to put my computer inside it and turn it into my desk. Strip it back, get it back to its wood colour. Although now I know that this is actually the colour it was sold in originally. It's a really nice colour, so I'm just going to leave it now. I do eventually, far in the future, want to strip it back and maybe paint it, because I think it's Tassie Oak. Anyway, I've got the little thing on the back, but unfortunately, the company that made it literally went out of business 6 months before I bought this secondhand. So I couldn't even message them and ask them like the best way to do the stripping and just revitalize it and get it back up to and get a key for it. It's missing a key. Anyway, that's a future project that's sort of related to fibre arts, because this is now where I keep my fibre. I do still eventually want it to be my computer desk, I think. I love it. And still keep my fibre in it, because my fibre sits underneath. And my computer is a Geekum, which is about this big. But the reason I can't use this is my screen's too big. My screen won't actually fit inside the writer's bureau cavity. And I really do love my screen. And I've been talking to hubby about maybe giving it to him and maybe buying a smaller screen. But I don't want to. I love my screen. I've got a 49 inch ultra wide monitor, and I love it. So anyways, it's Sunday morning. My coffee's up here. Oh my god. And I'm going to need another coffee. So I will pause you in a minute and go make another coffee and maybe try to do something about this lighting. Coffee, that is. Okay, so state of stash. Okay, so I used to have it all in those five bags plus what I was working on at the time. So did I have my black tub by then? I can't remember. I'm gonna as I said, I'm rewatching the video to remember what was going on 12 months ago. I've had 2 kids. My brain's fucking fried. Okay, so I also have, I'm pretty sure I had it at the time too, but I have a black tub. I've got 2 of these black tubs at the moment. One is technically empty. I'll explain that in a bit. But this one here that I've got under my desk, which I use as a foot pad, has actually got it's got a fleece in it, which I bought. It's got a fleece, which I bought at the Coburg Yarn Festival, which now has a new name. It's called like the Melbourne Fibre Feast or something. I don't know. Anyway, this is Fairfield Fins. It's pure fin yellow. And it's 950 grams. So it's going to be hopefully a very pretty warm yellow once it's washed and prepped. This and another fleece are the only things I bought from the Fibre Festival this year, which was a couple of weeks ago, which is why I'm doing this video now, because I did the last video a couple of weeks after the Fibre Festival. So this, oh god, it smells so shippy. So Fairfield Fins, lovely lady, they're selling up. They're selling their fins, they're selling their farm, and they're retiring. And I think this might have been the last sort of partial fleece they had left, because they came to the festival. They told me last year that they were selling up, but they came again this year, and I was hoping they would be there, because in my mind I was really regretting not picking up fleece from them last year. And I've got yarn from them that I've bought in the past, which I still haven't knit with. But I really wanted to get a bit of fleece from them, and they actually told me that some of their best flock members were actually sold to Avery Farms or something, who was the person I bought the Shetland off last year. And did I buy anything from her this year? No, I did not, because I literally only just started spinning with the Shetland. So yeah, anyways, so I've got 2 fleeces. One is currently soaking. I've got to go deal with that after I finish recording this. It was about 1.7 kilos. This is the tub. Okay. I currently have 3 fleece tubs. So I have the black tub, which is meant to be for my raw fleece. At the moment, it's got some tools in it. That's fine. I have this a 50-litre storage box. This is purple. This and the other small purple one I'm about to show you were my original yarn storage. Oh, she's broken. No. Oh, she's cracked. Which is fair considering I've had them for about 12, 15 years. So I can live with that. I can live with the fact that it's cracked. But once the Corriedale fleece, so I've got Polworth, sorry, I keep calling it Corriedale, it's Polworth. Okay, so it's a Polworth fleece. It's from Windara Black Sheep, and it is sort of a browny grey colour mostly, but there's splashes of white and there's splashes of really dark brown in it. It's absolute gorgeous fleece. It's a half fleece. It was from a Weather Milker's Son, and it was 1.7 kilos. So I'm just soaking it. I just put it in cold water last night just to soak it, just to see how much lanolin I could get out of it. But when it's fully, I'm gonna rinse that soon and do a proper hot wash on it. It looks so clean. It smells so clean. But when I've washed it and picked it, I'm going to end up putting it in this whilst I'm, so I've got somewhere to store it whilst I card it. I'm thinking what I'm going to do is I've got a blending board, and I know it's not technically carders, but I can't, my wrists are really bad at the moment, my wrists and my elbows, and I can't do that action. So I think I might see if there's a way for me to use, even if it's just the edge of the blending board, to make rollags or card it properly. I might do some Google searching to see if there's anything, that sort of solution. I can't. I'm waiting for an appointment with the hospital to do a scan to check for carpal tunnel. Now I can use my hands. I just get really achy, and I've just got to keep swapping out what I'm doing, so I can write for a while, type for a while, and then I've got to swap that out. I might knit for a while, then I've got to swap that out. I might crochet for a while, then I've got to stop that out, and I'll card or I'll spin. I'm trying to do multiple different little things to minimize how much pain I get from my wrist. It's actually funny because it's less pain and it's more numbness and inability to grip. So after a while, I just lose my inability to hold a coffee cup. The amount of things I've fucking broken, I'm not lying. The amount of things I've fucking broken is insane. Anyways, so I've got sort of like a little fleece production set up. So I've got my raw fleece container, I've got my clean fleece container, and this is a rainbow. So this is I have gotten past this bit in the video. So last year I showed this as 2 kilos worth of Bendigo Woolen Mills Ready Spin. And what I did was I separated it into 10, and I matched, one was just the plain Aran Ecru colour, and the other one was, what was it called? Dark Mix or something. And so what I've done is I dyed them together. So this is the red one. I'm not going to undo it, but as you can see, there's half of it looks like it's black, and then the other half, and it's not 100% dye through, and that's fine. That's deliberate. I didn't really want to go completely saturated with this. So I took my son down to our local, a really nice cake store, because I dye using food dyes, because I have 2 children and 2 fur children, and I am not going to dye with acid dyes until I know I can get be completely safe with it, and I just can't at the moment. But we picked 10 colours of food dye. I love this purple so much. I think it's glorious. And we dyed all these together. My daughter helped as well. But what I am going to do is, I've already spun one. I spun 1 out of 10 bumps. So, because each one of these is about 200 grams. And I spun the white one, which overdyed, separately, and then the black one separately, and then I've plied them together. Now I actually ended up with leftover green, so I ended up applying the green on itself. But the idea is, I think this is sort of a fingering weight. Is it a fingering weight? I think it averages to a fingering weight. I don't really bother like testing, like not testing, counting my meterage or like checking my wraps per inch. I just try to get everything around about the same if I'm doing the same project. And then I don't use a lot of knitted projects, like purchase products. I tend to make a lot up on my own, or I adapt something. So I find something I really like and then I'll just go, I'm going to use that as a base, but you do it myself. And I've always done that. I like a little bit of chaos in my knit. And so my plan is to spin them all up and possibly like hold them double. So maybe like start with the green, holding the green double, and then when I get about halfway through, adding another color in, and then holding the green with that color, and then, you know, just sort of going down. I don't know. I'm thinking, but at the end of the day, it's going to be a blanket because my son loves rainbows and he wants a blanket. By the time I finish this, he's probably not going to like rainbows anymore, but it will be done. So that was that was 2 kilos worth of Bendigo Wool and Will's Ready Spin, which I did have last year. So I've still got it, but I'm in the process of that. I'm still calling this stash item. It's not really a job. It's not really a project like in progress, simply because what I'm doing is I'll spin something else and then I'll come back and do one of these. Or I've spun a lot of things since I last did that green. But my intention is to go back and like spin one thing, come and spin one of these, and then spin something else, come back and spin one of these. At the moment, I'm spinning, as I said before, the Avery Field or Avery Farm Shetland, which was, I got 2 braids of like a brown Shetland mixed with silk, and then I got 2 white Shetland fleeces, 2 white Shetland, what are they called? Bumps? Braids. And I did try to natural dye the white ones over summer and it failed miserably. They just came out yellow. So what I did was me and my daughter, we overdyed them. We overdyed 1 green and 1 pink thistle, Scottish thistle, and I'm blending it at the moment. So I've split it into 4, all up about 50 grams per spool per bobbin is what I'm planning on doing. I'm trying to do a 4-ply. It's my first 4-ply. And I originally was thinking, oh, I'll make socks out of it. It's got silk in it, that'll help with the content. Shetland's a pretty nice, tough, fibre. Then I realised I'm going to actually have 400 grams of this 4-ply, which is far too much for socks. So I don't know. I might do something different with it. I might, if it comes out nice enough, I might try to make a jumper for my daughter. I don't know. Anyways, or a poncho maybe. Ooh, poncho. Or what's the Scottish one? The capelet or something. The little Scottish one, but because she doesn't like to wear. She's like her mum. That might come out really nice. Anyways, okay, so that is like the fibre side of things. There's more fibre in here, but that's sort of like the big tubs at the moment. Oh, hang on, let me. So I'm going to go make myself a coffee and then we're going to break into this. Okay, shifted you back a little bit. Yeah, it's not too bad. Okay, so my writer's bureau. Okay. So this is where I'm keeping all my sort of fibre and yarn. Is it all in here? I hope it's all in here. I kind of need to go through it, to be honest. So this is quite timely. Whoops, it. And down it goes. Okay. Oh, there's my bag. My ho-he bag. I did know it was down there, but I also had forgotten it was down there, if that makes any sense. But I'll put it over here with the tools. Get it out of the way. Now, I am missing some yarn. What have I done with it? I think I made a decision on this last time. I think I've got to get rid of this. This is a project that's been on hold since before my last video about my stash. So this is just a summer hat, crocheted out of paper raffia. I got the second paper raffia, but my hands have been so sore. Every time I think about working on this, I've just been avoiding it. So I think what I'm going to do is just bite the bullet and put this in the charity bin. I want to play Minecraft. No Minecraft for a little while. Let Mummy do. Mummy's cleaning out her yarn. You can have Minecraft after. You can have the tablet.
Yeah, but I want to step on you.
No, you're alright. Got it? Good girl.
But it's 100 dispense.
Okay, do you need me to turn on?
Yeah.
Okay.
Because I'm 5 years old, and 5 years old is not this small, so I don't know still.
Okay, baby. Can you shut that door for me, please? Okay. Thank you. Her brother's getting very excited about a Minecraft video he's watching, so I shut the door. Okay, yeah, so I really am thinking I'm just going to have to give up on this project, which is a real shame because I was looking forward to wearing it in summer, but it's also a little bit too small. Now, I sort of lived with it because I thought, well, it's going to stretch, because it will stretch a little bit, but I think I've made enough mistakes on it, and I had fun crocheting what I've crocheted, but I think it's just time to give up on it. So I'm going to pop that up here. I will think on that a little bit more before I do finally get rid of it, but the whole thought of it's such a tight stitch that it really hurts my hands when I'm putting my hands through it, and I've got so much to do on it. Now, in saying that too, I bought these because I was going to make my daughter one. And these are just Temu. This is just paper raffia from Temu. Pink, blue, all the colours. You know, she loves pink and blue. And I was just going to make her a small summer hat. And I just don't know if I have the energy or the strength in my hands to do it at the moment. So I just don't know what to do with it. I really don't. But the reason I was saying I think I'm missing some yarn is a project I'm in the middle of is I was just making some hats and some beanies and some oh, it's up in here. It's up in here. Okay. Ha! There we go. Found it. Is there any other yarn up in here? No. Okay, but there is yarn hanging off my audio station. Yes. I'm in pajama pants. It's Sunday and we're home all day. Go judge someone else. Okay. So this is yarn for my current project. let's try to look at this sensibly. So this is 100. This is Surrey alpaca and Hakaya alpaca mixed together. And it was about 900 grams. And this is the last 400 grams. This is 400 grams here. This is my first attempt at spinning a balanced singles. I didn't do fantastically, but it's still yarn and it's still soft and it still works, so I'm knitting with it. I've got the other 400 grams already caked up. I'm knitting a it's sort of halfway between a shawl and a poncho. So it's like a square back, 2 squares at the front, and you can like join it together at the front to obviously, so it's open, so it's or a cape. It's more like a cape. It's probably a cape. But anyway, I got a really cheap one from Temu. Just this really cheap. So it's really beautiful and soft. But I got it because I wanted to see if I like the style, because I do like knitting shawls, but the triangle shape sort of frustrates me a little bit. I can never get it to sit right or sit on my shoulders right. When this is sort of like halfway between a cape and a shawl slash poncho thing, and I bought it to try this shape to see if I liked it, and I really do like it. But the one thing I don't like about the cheap Temu one, other than being acrylic and horrible there in that respect, but and fast fashion, is I can't put a pin in it because it's a solid woven fabric. So if I put a pin in it, I'm going to put holes in it where I'm going to knit one. So I am knitting like a basic square and 2 rectangles using this yarn. And then one of the shawls I knit many years ago and I just never wore was this shawl made out of this yarn here, which is Circus Tonic Handmade Zebrafinch. Now, zebrafinch is my favourite bird. I used to own a flock of them when I lived with my family, my parents, and I just love them. I love zebrafinches. They're so cute. They're so bright. Anyway, and so this is going to go with this to be like the border or something. And I also have this little bit of blue left over. So these were in the shawl together and I ripped them apart. Now these are superwash, but I love this yarn. I love this yarn so much that I'm willing to go with the superwash. But the superwash and the alpaca, they're both going to stretch, so hopefully that will be fine. Now this one is, God, I cannot remember the name of the company. It was just 100% wool, superwash merino. The name of the colour is Skydiver. Now, I think I said Miss Babs when last time I showed this yarn, possibly in the podcast that I did the other month, that I really should do another podcast. This might be in lieu of podcast. We only have so much energy. But it's not Miss Babs. It's a local Australian dyer. They weren't a small dye. They were like a slightly bigger independent company. I just cannot think of their name. I'll have it written down somewhere, but I don't have much of this, so I'm thinking I might use this as like a border or something to bind off. So yeah, because I like threes. I like uneven color numbers. So I like to knit things in either 1 color, 3 colors, or 5 colors. So that's all that. That is for current projects. So I'm not going to put that back in to my storage. So I've just got shit everywhere. And this is one of the reasons why I was wanting to do this video, is because I wanted to get everything out and resort it effectively. This was a failed project. Okay, let's do that and that's. Jeez. Okay. So I'm getting most stuff out. So let's just pull it all out. That rattling you hear is cedar balls. So this is where my other black tub is currently living. So eventually this black tub will go under the desk with the other one. So I will have 2 black tubs for fleeces, be it one for raw, one for washed. I think it's going to be more both for raw. And then I can use my smaller purple tubs for the ones that I've currently prepped. Because I don't intend to just wash and wash and wash all my fleeces on a regular basis. I intend to just sort of prep them as I need them. And yeah, so anyway, but at the moment I don't have any shelves in here. When I bought this secondhand, it didn't have a shelf. It does have the holes to put like adjustable shelving in, and so I am hoping when we have a little bit of extra cash, I can maybe get 1 or 2 shelves and put them in, and obviously get the tub out. But this is where all my fibre is currently stored. So let's have a look. Let's see what we have that we didn't have last year. Okay. I think most of this stuff in these brown bags, these sort of bags, I had last year, because I think most of this stuff is from the festival. I don't know if my order from World of Wool had come before I did that video. But I know I bought the World of Wool around about the same time, because I really wanted to try some. Fibres that I just could not get here in Australia easily. I mean, I'm sure there's ways for me to get them, but I'll figure it out eventually. I've gotten more into buying the raw fleece and prepping it myself recently. So there might be the opportunity to find sort of hobby farms around Australia that have different fleeces that I really want to try. But anyway, so I've got so all of these plastic bagged ones are fibre top from World of Wool over in the UK, and I went a little bit mad because I wanted to get a very particular fibre from them, and I thought, well, if I'm buying from them and the cost of shipping, I might as well just get a pile. And I ended up getting it all for my birthday, I think, from memory. Anyway, so this is dark grey Faroe Island sheep, and this one is light grey Faroe Island. It's going to be hard to show you, but I don't really want to pull everything out of plastic. And then that's Icelandic. That's Icelandic. That's Norwegian. That's Norwegian. I thought I had some more Faroe. That's black. That's black Icelandic. And that's warbles. So I've got 600 grams of Zorbles. I wanted to try to make a jumper or something out of that. I got 600 grams of the black Icelandic. And then I also bought 200 grams of the grey and 200 grams of the white Icelandic with a view to do something colourworky. The Faroe was 300 grams of both the greys. And then I got some white Norwegian and some grey Norwegian. Now, if I remember correctly, they didn't have... There was a black Norwegian? No, white. It was the white Faroe. I was short something. Not short in shipping, just they didn't have it available at the time, so I couldn't order it. So yeah, I just got like a couple of, like 200 grams here, 200 grams there of these types of fibres, just so I can play with them and have enough to do something with them down the track. This I got for my daughter. It's hard to see, but the pink and blue again. And this is a Polworth with viscose webs, so bamboo-y webs. Polworth, yeah. I got 400 grams. Oh, good, I got 400 grams. I keep thinking I only got 300 grams of this, and 300 grams is not enough to make anything for her at the moment because she's very tall. She's like her mum doesn't like how we have sensory concerns, and but 400 grams is enough for me to make her like a throwover, as I was saying before, capilet or something like that. So yeah, that's awesome. Okay, cool. See, this is why I need to go through this. Even though I have it all written down in a like an Excel spreadsheet, by going through it like this, I'm visually seeing it, and I'm also checking it for bugs and shit. We don't really get bugs here. Not little like fiber eating bugs. We get chunky like cicadas, which freak me out every spring. So yeah. Anyway, but so I'm not really concerned too much about bugs, but it does pay to get everything out, look at it, and put it all back in again eventually. Every now and again. This is what I actually was desperate to get from World of Wool, and that was actually this color, the autumn leaves, I think it's called, color of their woolly collection. So it came like this. Now I do need to weigh this because I, for the life of me, cannot remember if I got just one 250-gram bag or if this is 500 grams. I think it's only 250 because I managed to do it all in one. Yeah, this is only 250. Oh, I don't have to weigh it now, do I? And I fell in love with, I've recently fallen in love with blues and whites and icy sort of stuff. I love reading books about like the Antarctic and the Arctic and just icy things. I read a lot of sci-fi and the like colder space, things like that. I'm very much into Norse culture and that. I love reading all that sort of stuff. I've got a foot that's gone to sleep. Oh, and so yeah, I saw this color. I didn't know this color existed. I'd seen Whiskey and Wool. I can't think of her name at the moment, but she did was it her? No, it wasn't Whiskey and Wool. It was someone else. They did like a spin to knit, and they had this color range, and this was like 3-4 years ago I saw this video, and I fell in love with this color range, and this is the entire reason I learned to spin. Anyways, when I was perusing the website, I saw these colors and I just went, I have to have them. Now it's just merino wool. I say just merino wool. It doesn't say that it's Australian or super fine merino. It feels pretty nice, but it's not the super fine merino that we can get here in Australia. It's just a good solid merino wool. But I got two of them. I shoved them down that I am hoping to spin up soon. And then in these little bags, these are all the things I bought from the what is it called? The Melbourne Fibre Festival? Is that what they're calling it now? Anyway, I got it from the Paperback market. So this is Ethereal Medusa. I love this. I saw her again this year, and I really, really wanted to get more. It's a combo between Melbourne City Dye Works and Cat and Sparrow, and this is their floral. And it is, the floral is the name of the colour, and it is 60% Corriedale, 29% Chevrolet, and 1% Bond. And just the colours. And I actually bought a bump of grey Corriedale, which I believe is from maybe Ashford. They were just selling it as she was trying to get rid of it. I just bought 100 grams of that. So I've got 200 grams in total. I'm not sure if I'm going to spin them separately, apply them together, or if I'm going to blend them, I don't know yet. I really am enjoying the blending board at the moment. But that is there. My daughter picked that colour. I think it might make a nice hat. 200 grams, that's like enough to do like a little hat or something. Anyway, and then here it is, Avily. Avily is the name of them. These are both exactly the same, so I won't bother pulling them out. But Commissarian Conservation. Okay, so they're conservation brand. And this is 100% Gotland. And it's just a good hardy grey. And I got 2 of this, 200 grams. As I said, don't know what I'm going to use it for, but I have it, and that is the main thing. Oh, good, it's squishing in even better. Okay, what's in this one? This is Fluff and Nonsense. Can you tell my daughter was with me when I bought a lot of these braids? Because these are not my colours. But I'm going to have fun spinning that one. Actually, you know what? This is starting to become my colour range. These kind of aquas and purples. And this is... That is Corriedale Top. This is also Corriedale Top. I bought this from an Ashford reseller here in Australia. This is an Ashford one. And the reason I got this when I bought my jumbo flyer. So I bought this to go with this. Thankfully the colours work together because I bought it blind. Never trust your screen. Always assume the tint is going to be slightly different because you cannot take into account all of the lighting, the camera settings, and your screen settings. But it worked. I'm happy. I am very much looking forward to that. Now that is all of this fibre so far was bought in 2025. So that's actually good. I don't like to have things hanging around for too long. So it's very good. This is my Tarn Woodcourt. Tarndy I know them as. It's just a white. And it is Polworth wool and mulberry silk blend. And I've got 200 grams of it. And I just had a thought. Oh God, it's so soft. Oh, it's so soft. I will do something with it. I don't know. I might over dye it. I don't know. I was just having fun buying fibre last year. I will get around to it. This is one of the few I only have 100 grams of. I don't really have anything that will match. Oh, this might go well with the Farrows actually. So this is one of my favourite fibre dyes, which is Itchel yarns. Itchel fibres and yarns, and this is Olescent. This is her Olescent blend. It's Olescent sheep, cashmere, and blueface Leicester. And just look at those beautiful dark colours. This thing is going to spin up like coloured mud, and it's going to be glorious. I think I might just spin it on its own, to be honest. I wonder if she's got another bump of it. I like having 200 grams. I like the 200 gram sort of minimum because it means that if I accidentally spin it up like really thick, which I'm sort of thinking I will for this one, I'm still going to have a usable amount of yarn. I think is that silly of me? Is that something I should be like changing my mindset over? Anyways, I think that's the only one I've only got 100 grams of. Oh no, this one might be 100 grams too. Yes, I love this yarn. Yeah, this one I've also only got 100 grams of. This is Sea Sheep Adventure, North Ronsdale Sheep, Silver Infused Seaweed Silk, Blue-faced Leicestershire, and Cashmere. Also, Itchel Fibres. And do we detect a theme of colours here that were catching my eye 12 months ago? Oh dear, that one is also only 100 grams. So that would go well with a grey as well as the other one did. Or a light. Ooh. This is Kumo. I'll talk about it a bit later. As you can see, I did try and do something with it and I ended up frogging that project, but I could do that. That might be what happens with that one. Okay. This has definitely got 200 grams in it. You can tell by the size of the bag. Yes. Okay, this is a gothic top, black superfine merino and mulberry silk, and this is Wizards. I've got two of the same, and they're just a black with like greens and purples, and it's so soft, and I cannot wait to spin it. My spinning project at the moment is the Shetland fleece with a bit of silk in it, and it just spins so lovely. I'm just really enjoying that spin at the moment. Okay. So at the moment, like, I'm not intending to get rid of any of this yarn. In fact, actually, I've recovered some yarn from projects that I never wear. And I am going to have to buy some extra yarn so that I can reuse them. But such is life. Okay, this is only 100 grams too. Ooh, okay, this is steampunk. This is the merino silk, merino and mulberry silk. Also Itchel tweed. Oh god, I love it. Oh, that is very steampunky. So soft. So soft. I just love the steely grey colour in this. I just think it's stunning. Okay. That actually is, it's not a surprise, but it's a reminder that I need to do something about two bumps. I'm perfectly happy for that to go with the grey Kumo that I have. But I've got two bumps that don't have a companion. Okay. That I might need to sort something out about. Okay. That is all my fibre. Yep, that is all my fibre. Okay. This is the bag that my Hohi bag came in. The Hohi bags are absolutely stunning. I actually was a little bit disappointed because it wasn't quite the bag I wanted to get, but it was the only one I could get at the time. It was completely sold out on the Hohi's website. And I wrote something, I can't even remember where it was. I just sort of said a comment somewhere, and this lovely, lovely lady in Canada messaged me and said, hey, I work at a shop and we have those bags. We've only got the suede version, but we've got them. It's the one that turns into a backpack. I love it. I usually use it as my actual bag, like handbag. But I've just put it away for now. I'm using a different bag at the moment. I do like to cycle through my bags occasionally, and the main problem with it is that because it is a backpack, it's tall and you've got to like dig into it to find things, which is a pain in the ass sometimes. Okay, so this is two colours of Kumalu 8-ply. So I just got the white, which they call Magnolia. Bendigo Wool Mill's called Magnolia. How to know an Aussie yarn or fibre artist? They have Bendigo Wool Mills in their fibre stash. Be it top, be it yarn, they will have Bendigo fibres somewhere. And this is like a Earl Grey, a blue pearl mix, this is called. And I bought a ridiculous amount of this fibre because I am making... where's the picture? Where is the picture? Where is the picture? Hello. It's called Fox on the Run. Here it is. Fox on the Run Shadow Shawl Pattern by JMO Design. Okay, this is one of the very few patterns I am knitting and intend to knit. Now, I started it and I ripped it out for a specific reason. I was very happy with the pattern. I was really happy with my colours. However, what I've really realised over the last sort of couple of years, and I bought this yarn last year before I'd really sort of cemented this idea, is that I really like don't really like triangular shawls. I love knitting them, but I don't wear them very much because of, I think I mentioned before, I just have trouble figuring out. But I've really been getting into rectangular style shawls, poncho-y things, and at the end of the day, capes, things like that. And what I decided to do was cast on the, because it's knit sideways, it's actually knit sideways. So what I was able to do was figure out what the longest row was and cast on that amount of stitches. So I cast on the stitches in the white, which is the one you start with, which is my main colour, and then I cast on the rest of the stitches with this grey, which is Kumo as well, and I've got about 400 grams of this. It's a beautiful, beautiful thing, but I know now what I'm going to do with it, so I'm going to shove it in here next to the fibre so I don't forget. Okay, I don't have enough of that yarn. I need about 2 kilos or a kilo. I need about a kilo, I think, of a yarn to do the area to make it a square shawl. So that third area, like the 2 triangles. And I am eyeing off a yarn on Bendigo Willow Mills right now that is very close in size. I think it's 100 meters to 50 grams, where this one is 95 meters to 50 grams. So it's really close, and it's a Corriedale, I think it is. So it's one of their small batch yarns, and it says it's machine washable, but it doesn't say it's super wash, and it's from a small batch supplier, so I don't know. But anyway, it's not superwash. That's the main thing. It's not superwash treated, because it's the superwash treatment that actually makes my eczema really bad. And so what I'm thinking of doing is I'm waiting for a refund. And I think I might treat myself to just that yarn so I can knit this, because this was meant to be my next project, and I started knitting it and I realized what I needed to do, and I've put it down, and now I'm knitting the shawl. But yeah, I think I might jump online and see what I can do about getting that yarn when that refund comes through, because I really do want to knit that project, but I don't want the triangle shape. So I'll have it'll end up being 3 colors, which appeals to my OCD. It really does appeal to my OCD. Okay, so this is the World of Wool Autumn palette that I did my first ever chain ply with, and I was pretty impressed with how much it sort of evened out my singles. Now that it's sort of heavy DK-ish, I think, which works great because I had some leftover pure wool from Spotlight in an orange colour, which is a very pretty colour, but I was so sick of knitting it by the time I got to the end of the project I was making I overdyed it a sort of muddy green, which I think looks fantastic. So this all up between these two, I got to weigh them, but I think it's about 500 grams. And I'm kind of wondering if I should make like a vest or something with them, because I don't like things on my shoulders, but this I can handle. And I thought it would just be nice to like maybe do some stripes. Anyways, but this was in last year's stash as orange. It's rust, it was called. So it's still around, but it has changed its identity. It has transitioned, and we will use it in some way, shape, or form. This is pure wool, pure merino. Yes, this is pure merino. I don't know where my tags have gone for it, but I know what it is. This is Spotlight Pure Merino in purple. Purple is not the actual colour, but it is a purple. I bought this to make a beanie for my daughter and just haven't gotten around to it. It's 150 grams, I think, from memory. I do have it on my spreadsheet. Not sure if I had it when this time last year. Pure wool was discontinued and they replaced it with pure merino. So I bought some to try. I'm just impressed with the feel of it. I think it feels lovely. I just haven't gotten around to knitting with it yet. It's not a big deal. And I've also got from Spotty, I've got these two little bumps, 50 grams each. These are the bamboo and cotton from Modavira. I won't pull the tag out. I think pretty sure it's Modavira. Yeah, it is Modavira. And they're about DK weight. I bought them with full on intent purpose to knit socks for my son. He loves the colour, he loved the feel. We have sensory concerns in this house, and I just thought the bamboo cotton would be really good for him. And if I have enough left afterwards, I'm going to make little shorties for my daughter. She struggles to wear socks so bad, to the point where the childcare can't let her out into the play area on cold days because she's not wearing socks. She doesn't even wear closed shoes. She wears sandals in the dead of winter. And yeah, so I'm hoping this might be a solution. I just need to get around to doing it. Okay, I need to weigh these because I have not weighed them yet. Okay, this was also orange or rust. This is lit. It was about 1.5 skeins left, so that would be about 75 grams of a Bendigo Wooler Mills collaboration, I think, with an Italian mill. And it's just mohair and silk. It's beautiful. I've knit an entire project using it. It is so soft. It's so lovely. And then I had leftovers in the rust because I held it double with the rust pure wool, and I just decided to dye it green. No reason. I just felt like it needed to be green. Got no plans for it. It will be used eventually. I might even hold it double with something like this. This is the leftover of a spin that I was in the middle of spinning. Oh no, I was about to start spinning in the video 12 months ago, and this is the Bendigo Wooler Mills linen fleck. So she came out absolutely beautiful. This one, this was like, I'd spun enough for the project I was making, and this was like leftover, and so I spun it as thin as I could at the time. So it really is about a sport to fingering weight, and I got 2 bumps of them, and I'm calling them bumps, but you know what I mean. The balls, skein, they're not really skeins because they're Yeah, and uh, I just I'll get around to them. I'll use them somehow. Um, these are I've got to rescan some of this stuff up. This is Tandy, and it is covered in cat fluff. It was originally a color from their Origins range, Brick House or something like that. It was called. It was a really nice color, but I'd already used the other two colors I bought from them, and it was just not fitting in with my current aesthetic. So I overdyed it purple, and I really like it. I think it's a nice color. I sort of want to maybe hold it double with some lilt that I've got. See, I've got more lilt. This is Bendigo Woolly Mills lilt. I got some in blue. I got them to try. I got a couple of balls of each to try, and I really enjoyed them. So I then bought the orange color, the rust color, to go into that project specifically, and I just haven't used up the stuff I bought as testers. But yeah, I've got that's fingering 4-ply, fingering 2-ply. I'll do something with it. I love it. It's a beautiful yarn. I just haven't thought of a project with it. This is an unknown amount of. This was I bought this last year at last year's market, and it is Hedgehog fibres. It was a fingering weight, just 100% wool, beautiful soft wool. I bought it specifically to hold it with a gold that I had bought, which is currently in a project which I'm going to rip out. I've already knit a beanie for my son using this blue and that gold because they're his favourite colours at the moment. And this is just leftovers, and I'm going to use it. I'm probably going to put it in another beanie or something like that. Beanies tend to get worn in this house where other things don't. And yeah, the gold left over, and there's a beautiful red that I've had for some years that was dyed by Sarah of, at the time, Sarah Taylor Handmade podcast. She's not podcasting at the moment. I don't know if she ever will again. We miss you, Sarah. My son loved watching her videos with me, and I bought some yarn from her, which hasn't been talked about yet because it was hiding behind me, and she sent him that, and I finally started knitting with it, and I really the yarn is beautiful, but it doesn't suit the pattern, so I'm just going to rip it out and do something else with it. And speaking of Sarah Taylor, I have 200 grams of this yarn. What was it? She was a dying yarn to die for. Was her? It's New South Wales Peruvian Highland, and I've got 200 grams in this purple, which I don't think she ever named. She didn't do much. She dyed natural dyes. She did like 2 or 3 updates, and then that was it. Like, there was no more, which is a shame because it's beautiful work. And then she has this sort of honeyish goldy colour, which I couldn't use because it was too thin. And then there's this colour, and I bought these to make what I was calling a Mars shawl. So in my science fiction universe, one of the main characters, or one of the characters you follow in the pirate crew, is called Eric Hillar, and he is from Mars. And I was writing his book Descent, which is the one that's currently out, when I ordered these. So my brain was all on Mars, and I wanted to have, like, the Mars ground, this was going to be for the stars, and this was going to be for the sky, because obviously Mars doesn't have the same sky as us. And I've never gotten around to knitting this shawl, and now that I'm not really into knitting like the shawl shape that I'd originally intended that for, I'm not really sure what to do with it. I will think of something. Okay, we're down to the last couple of things, and these are reclaimed yarns. So these I have had for many, many years, but up until about 2 months ago, they were in projects, and this one not so much. So do you remember that fleece I showed you right at the start? This is Fairfield Fins plied with 100% Tussar silk. So these were two commercially spun yarns that I loved. I over dyed both of them into the blue range, into blue colours. And then I've spun them together. And the reason I spun them together is because I've tried to knit with the silk a few times, and I love the silk feel, but I hate how unelastic it is. So I was going to hold it double when I knitted with it, and I figured, why don't I just spin them together? So I did. I have the plan I have for this is to knit a square shawl, double-sided square shawl, so just in the round knits forever until I run out of yarn. And then I've got some really pretty metallic silver thread, not thread, it's an embroidery thread, slightly thicker. And I am going to embroider like stars and maybe put beads on it as well. That's the intent with this. I'll get around to it. I keep saying I'll get around to it. I have got enough. See, people talk about stable, like stash acquisition beyond life expectancy or something like that. I can't remember. If I had time and energy, I could, it's like my writing. I could have written a book in a month if I have the time and the energy, but I don't. This could all go in 12 months if I just did this as my hobby, full stop. I would definitely get through all of this in 12 months, but I don't work that way. I take my time. I'm trying to enjoy things. I've probably got about 2 to 3 years worth of projects in here. Yeah, about 2 to 3 years worth of projects, which is great. That's perfect. And I haven't got to the last two reclaimed. So I'll show you this was a very special yarn. Okay. So there's 3 colours in here. There's like a charcoaly one. There's this variegated, and then there was this beautiful speckled. This is merino and bamboo. As you can see, it's all in pieces because I actually had it knit into a shawl, just a self-drafted shawl. I was just having fun. I knit it all up. I never wore it. So I've pulled it apart. I've got to weigh it to see how much I have of each and figure out what I'm going to do with it. I don't know. This is superwash. It was one of the few superwash yarns I kept when I started destashing and getting rid of things that were superwash. This, I think it was this one, was just like a one-off that the amazing, is it Cheryl of Natural Fibre Arts? She was in Queensland. She is now in Western Australia, and I think she's slowly changing her names to Cottage Yarns or something. But if you look up Natural Fibre Arts, you'll find her, and it will redirect you to the right side. But she put this up on Instagram, and I fell in love with it. And I messaged her, and I asked her if she could use the colours in this to make a variegated, and then add a charcoal to it. 300 grams. And I was going to knit the Oracle shawl from Kirsten of Woolenvine Fibers, Woolenvine Yarns over in the US. I bought the Oracle shawl. I've got the Oracle shawl pattern, but I just never did it. I started it, I think, and then I stopped, and I started, and it's a circular pattern, and it's beautiful, but it's just not something I would wear. And then I just did a self-drafted triangle shawl, and I never wore that either, and it's beautiful yarn, and I just went, you know what, I'm just going to reclaim it. I might see if I can find 2 more colours, like something that I can hold it with, because I've now lost yarn. Like, I don't have enough to make a nice shawl with them. I don't know how much meterage I have at the moment. I haven't weighed it. Don't have the spoons for that right now. I will worry about it when I'm thinking about what I'm going to do with it. But if I can find an equivalent yarn, this sort of bamboo-y, or even silk might work, a silk and merino, because you can tell it's a floppy yarn. Just something that'll work with it, and see what I can get colour-wise, I think. But I love those colours, they're so nice. Or alternatively, I could do something for my daughter. I definitely would have enough to do something for my daughter in that. That actually might be a better option. Anyways, the last yarn that I have is also reclaimed. I originally had knit this into a, oh god, what's it called? Half and half shawl. So it's 5 colours. Let me see if I can show you these gorgeous colours. I've got a silver and a gold, an emerald, a sapphire blue, and this charcoal colour. Okay. I love these yarns. These are merino silk yak, superwash merino silk yak, fingering weight about 366 meters per 100 grams. These are no longer 100 gram skeins, unfortunately. And they were dyed by Raxor Yarns, who is no longer dying. But Natural Fibre Arts sells this exact yarn in her own colours. So I am thinking I am going to save up some money and I am going to buy 500 grams in a complementary colour that goes with these, and I am going to hold them double and turn it into some big, squishy, beautiful, soft something, maybe a blanket. And the reason I am so intent on keeping these ones is that these were my first Mother's Day gifts. So I was pregnant with my son, and Raxwell Yarns had these as Mother's Day kits. So that would have been 2019. And I bought it, and I received these like the week before I went into hospital to have my son. So I don't want to put them into like a hat or socks or something like that. I don't want them to be something that's going to wear and go, and something I'll end up putting in the green bin. I want something that I'm going to use for like as long as I possibly can, and I think maybe a blanket might be a smart move. I mean, there's plenty of fingering weight blankets out there. I still do need something else. I need like a contrast, something that will complement them, and I can like split them up. Maybe I could probably crochet a blanket with them. I don't know, but at the moment they are safe in my little stash, and I'm not in a panic to make anything with them. I've got plenty of other projects, and I want to think about it, and I want to get it right. So yeah, that's my yarn stash and my fibre stash. That's actually, I'm really, really happy with it. There is not a single yarn I don't want to work with, or at all. Like, I'm happy with everything. I just thought these two together, the autumn one and the overdyed merino wool, I want one of those. I've been wanting one of those like slipovers, the ones that are loose at the sides and you just tie them together. Oh, I could do that. Oh, that would be perfect. Yes. Okay, see, this gets the juices flowing. So in the meantime, so what do I have to do? Okay, I'm I've got a spinning project I'm working on. I've got a knitting project I'm working on. I do have to frog that other knitting project. That's fine. They'll just come in here. There's nothing wrong with those yarns. They'll be used. I have to make a decision on my hats. I can't pull the hat out. It's paper raffia. It's already squished. It's someone I think would finish the project and really enjoy finishing the project. But my problem is I just feel like even just turning the pink and the blue one into a bowl will still hurt my hands too much. I think it's the whole, like, paper raffia is so tough. I think I'm just going to have to give up on them. I do think so. Okay. That's it. I am really happy with that. I am really happy with this. Okay, so what we'll do is we will leave it there. We will come back in 12 months and we can see what is still here and what is not. Now, what I am going to do is I'm going to turn you off. I'm going to give my kids access to their computer again so they can play Minecraft if they want. Get them some nuggies for lunch. And I'm going to go watch the rest of the video from last year. And then I think I might come back and I might come back and just close it off, or I might come back and like talk about yarns that have changed. Like, have I changed my mind on some of these? Have I gotten rid of some? I can't remember. I know I've certainly knitted through things. I have definitely knitted through. I have got up in here, which you haven't seen, is an unfinished project because I haven't woven in the ends yet. It is over 2 kilos worth of yarn. Yeah, it's a lot of yarn. And it was a triangular shawl with a hood on it. It was based off the... I keep calling it Stepping Stones, but I don't think that's its name. Pattern. And it is a heavy, heavy thing. But I am looking forward to using it now that we're in winter. I'm looking forward to using it when we're live streaming as something to be warm in. I just gotta weave in the ends. Anyways, yes, that is it. I shall return. I got very distracted. I didn't finish rewatching the video from last year, but I think just based on memory, I had a lot of scraps last year and leftover yarns that I hadn't really, like, I'd finished out of projects and didn't know what to do with. Mainly Spotlight Pure Wool yarn, I think, from memory. So a lot of they're all gone. They are actually, I made a big basket, like a huge crochet basket out of it, all the scraps. And it was mainly like pinks and blues and white. And my daughter uses that. We put all her soft toys in it. So yay for the win. The 2 blankets I had one that I was working on, and then, which was my daughter's, and then I had my and my husband's blanket. They're both made. And lots of just little projects that I had intended to do, hadn't done. I just realized you're crooked and I'm not going to fix it. So yeah, I think I am going through... I've got an Excel spreadsheet that I was tracking my D-stash down. And I have been using it just to keep an eye on yarn that I still have in yarn and fibre that I have. But I haven't really been tracking what I've been knitting and how much I've been knitting in the last 12 months, which is fine. I'm down to a point where it fits where I want it to fit. I'm slowly expanding it a little bit as I'm realising I need like separate spaces for the raw wool and another space for washed but not prepped wool, things like that. So I've had to like sort of change my setup a little bit in those regards. But as a whole, I have less yarn than I did last year, and I have more fibre. So I think it adds up weight-wise about the same. And I really like that. I do really, really like that at the moment. I like where I am. I like where I'm sitting with my stash. I like the fact that I've got some ready to make yarn, some yarn that's ready to just go and knit, and then I have whole projects where I'm starting with raw fleece. Yes, JJ, I've got to bin that bag. That bag is what the Polworth came in. I'm trying something new with the Polworth. A lady I used to watch on YouTube, she doesn't seem to be putting up videos at the moment, but she tried cold soak to clean her yarn, and I did try it last year with the Sharflock fleece. It's what I'm calling the fleece I got off my friend Shah, the Sharflock fleece. And it kind of worked. It was really good for getting rid of a lot of lanolin in the initial stage. So what I did last night was I put the Polworth in some tubs and I just cold soaked it overnight. And then it's 1 o'clock now. So it's about 14 hours later, 14, 15 hours later, I've just emptied that and I've put it in a hot wash with some soap. I have not used this soap before. This is Co. So if you're in Australia, you might know of Co. It turns up sometimes in Aldi as a super special. They are like an environmentally friendly, super strong cleaning company, and their strong cleaning soaps are the only soaps that get grease off my kitchen that don't hurt my hands. Now my hands are a bit pink at the moment because they've been deep in water, but they don't make my eczema so bad that I'm in pain for like 3 weeks afterwards. So I think it's going to be a good degreaser. I can already see it's gotten a lot, like the lanolin that just came out in the cold soak was really brown. The water was really, really brown. So, not dirty, but lanolin brown. And now it's like the water's already like a creamy yellow tan brown. So, I'm letting it soak. I don't think I'll let it soak to absolute cold, because that way the lanolin might settle back onto the yarn. But I'm going to let it soak for longer than 20 minutes. Like some people only soak it for 20 minutes and then rewash it. I think I might give it maybe an hour and then do another wash and see what it looks like. But the colour of this fleece is stunning. Okay, I knew it was a mixed coloured fleece when I bought it, but I didn't realise that buried in the bottom of the wall was like this beautiful steely grey colour and a white, and then there's this browny grey section, and there's a brown, and then there's a dark brown. I think I am going to just spin this wool as is. Just see what comes out, because I think it's going to be an absolutely stunning variegated yarn. Anyways, I'm going to let that. I'm going to continue working on that. As I said with the stash, I'm getting tired. I keep not looking at the camera. I'm very happy with my stash. I did go and order that Woolimi yarn from Bendigo Woolen Mills. So that's 5 200-gram balls of a grey. It was called like possum grey or something like that, or bilby grey or something like that. And it's meant to be slightly heathered, which works fantastically because the Cumulo blue mix is a heathered grey, is a heathered blue with a little bit of grey in it. So this is grey. Yeah, I think it's going to look really good. So yeah, so that's on its way. I got, as I said, 5 balls of that. So I've got 2,000 meters of that coming. And according to the pattern, the white and the blue, so my main and my contrast color, only need about 950 meters to make the shawl. So bear in mind, it's a triangle, so I need double the amount of this. I need double the amount of the grey to make it square. That's how my math is mathing. If I end up with more yarn than I need, I end up with more yarn than I need. It's a beautiful grey. It's Corriedale. It's going to fit into my collection fantastically. So yes, I'm really excited to see what the next 12 months does to my stash, see how I go with my projects. This was the yarn I was talking about earlier, the project I was talking about earlier, which is 100% at the moment, 100% alpaca. But I will be adding the zebrafinch to it as well. I'm really impressed with how much I actually managed to knit a single ply. It is not consistent. Plying gets rid of a multitude of sins. Plying hides a multitude of sins, I will not lie. But I enjoyed the challenge of the spin. I'm really enjoying knitting it. I'm going to sit down now for a couple of hours in between cleaning this house, telling my son to turn Blippi down, and soaking that fleece, and do some knitting. So I would say like, comment, and subscribe, but we are all adults here. Do whatever the fuck you want. And maybe I'll try to do a project video soon, or I'm trying to read a book. I'm really enjoying it, but I just don't have the mental power to sit down and read it. So maybe I need to do a chapter by chapter recap. This channel is meant to be like a journal for myself, and I've been sort of thinking lately that I struggle to write notes when I'm reading my books. I'll write them in the margins and that, but I struggle to like take actual proper notes on books. And I'm wondering if I should just do a video notes. Would that work? Would that be something you'd be interested in? Now, I'm not talking about, great epic books or epic books too, but I'm talking like at the moment there's a book I'm reading that I'm really enjoying, but I want to sort of summarize chapter by chapter, but I don't really want to sit there and write it all the time. Maybe I can do a video on that. I've got two versions of the Odyssey. I've got Fagel's one, and I've got Wilson's one, Emily Wilson's one. I love the Emily Wilson one, but I want to sit there and read them side by side and make proper comparisons between them. I think that would be really interesting. So if that's something you think would be fun for me to record and discuss, and I will discuss my books from a writer's point of view, which means I can be very, very harsh about sentence structure, character motivations, things that I don't agree with. And it's not because I don't enjoy the book, it's because I'm looking at it from the point of view of what could have been done better from my point of view, not anyone else's, just my point of view, as in like, as me as an author. Would I have been happy with that sentence or that action or that storyline? And so I can get a bit, it sounds like I'm being a bit critical of books, but I will tell you I love them. I am so critical of certain aspects of Lord of the Rings, yet I would tell you unequivocally that is probably my favourite book in the world. I don't think there's a book that surpasses Lord of the Rings for me. There's a few that get close, but I just love Lord of the Rings so much. But I can be wholly critical of it in certain points. In fact, the whole thing. Anyway, I'm rambling. I'm tired. It's only 1:20 in the afternoon. It's Sunday, and we're a long weekend. We've got tomorrow off, and then my daughter and I actually home on Tuesday as well. So I've got plenty of time to get work done around the house, and my head's sore. Why are you sore? I've done nothing with you today. I shall see you in the next video.